Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Tracy. I'm Aunt Becky.
And we're some of the Veggie boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to see you. We just got the farm market set up. Dad had went to the wholesaler for a few things this morning. We didn't need much. Most of the stuff here at the farm market is stuff that we're starting to pick ourselves. I know we have a few orders of stuff that we need to pick today. We also have things that are just on the normal schedule that need to be harvested. If we keep everything on a schedule, it saves us a lot of headaches because we know what needs to be done and then we can just go through the schedule and accomplish it. As we were finishing with setting up the farm market this morning, Daniel came down and he started taking care of the animals. And then Joel showed up. He helped Daniel get everything taken care of and finished. So now we're just going through and checking on each individual animal. It's not gonna be too hot today, but it's still gonna be on the warmer side. So we just want to make sure all of the animals are going to be good. That is actually a normal size wrench. Matthew is just such a big individual. It feels like a normal size wrench, right?
Well, it makes Matthew smaller, doesn't it?
Oh, Matt, you lost weight. Look at you. This is the pump that we use to irrigate all of our vegetables. We wanted to change something on it, so we brought it home. There was no flow valve on it before, and it was a real pain in the butt when we were trying to move the pump and start irrigating in a new spot. So we just put a new flow valve on it, so we're good. We made it out to our newest planting of cucumbers, pickling cucumbers, and zucchini. As you can see, these rows are beautiful. It almost amazes you how when they have plenty of moisture that they can grow to cover the rows of mulch completely. So the first thing we're going to be harvesting is our cucumbers and our new planting. Now, compared to our first planting of cucumbers, these cucumbers are doing amazing. They're beautiful. We've got a lot of nice straight ones. They just look amazing. Now, if we are comparing our second planting of cucumbers to our first planting, our second planting is doing a lot better. For one thing, we seem to be getting a better yield. There's just more cucumbers in these plants. As you guys can see, the plants look amazing. That really contributes to a better harvest. I don't know if it's because of the weather, because of the time when we planted them, what it is, but these cucumbers just seem to be doing so well. Dad, do you think we just became better farmers in the past 2 months?
Exactly.
And I don't know what it is. Maybe it was pest pressure, or maybe it was just the animals were getting to the cucumbers. A lot of the older planting, the cucumbers were scratched up. These look much cleaner, and that makes it a lot easier on us to sell them. Whoa, something moved. What was that? Something just ran in here. I'm not gonna reach my hand in there anymore. Well, everyone, we just got done harvesting our cucumbers. Now it's time to load everything on the truck. But before I do that, I'd like to talk about something. And that thing is animals. People ask us all the time, do we ever find animals while we're harvesting cucumbers? Well, they ask if we ever find animals, but cucumbers are a good example because it's hard to see into the plants. And the easy answer is yes, we find animals all the time. We'll find field mice, lots of insects. There will sometimes be birds in here, and the occasional snake, which I don't know about you guys, Every time I see a snake, it scares me. It could be a nice snake, it just scares me. Now, it doesn't happen all the time. It's only occasionally that we'll find a snake or another animal under our cucumbers or in another vegetable. But every time you do, it's the last thing you would expect because you're not looking for animals, you're looking for vegetables. Now, finding animals in your field can be a good thing and a bad thing. For example, when we find snakes, the only reason snakes would be in here is because, one, they're looking for protection or they're hunting. So we don't mind if our snakes stay here because they're eating all of the field mice or other animals or insects that are going to be damaging to our crop. So although we may get shocked because we see a snake or another animal here, fortunately most of the time it's nothing too crazy. Where we live in Northeast Pennsylvania, there's not too many animals that'll bring you a lot of harm. Where are you going? You know where you're headed? We just made it over to our pickling cucumbers, and while we're here, we're walking through the tomato field because we have nice tomatoes. That was the part that was funny. So originally, we came over here to get pickling cucumbers. But when we were hopping off the truck, we saw all these tomatoes here. We couldn't help ourselves. Are you guys excited for tomato harvest? I know I am. Now that we are done looking through our tomatoes, we're gonna get these pickling cucumbers harvested. Now this planting of pickling cucumbers is starting to die off, which is okay. We've already come through and harvested quite a bit, but we still need to come through and harvest and make sure that we're not missing anything. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 baskets of pickling cucumbers. And these were all off the old planting. We are not finished with harvesting out here. As you guys saw, we got 3 bins, 3 pallets on the truck. We're gonna be picking some cabbage next. We have now moved on to our cabbage. We're gonna be cutting whatever we can find or until we get a bin. Our next 2 plantings of cabbage are starting to get heads on them, but not all the heads are to the size that we want. So we've gotta wait a little bit longer. However, there is some cabbage here and there that needs to be cut. So we're gonna be looking for it. I don't know about you guys, but this is a good looking sight to me. We just got our bin of cabbage harvested, and we're not gonna lie, we were a little concerned that we weren't gonna be able to get a full bin. Didn't seem like there was much there, but then again, that's why we plant so much cabbage. That way we had plenty to get a full bin. Now the next time we pick cabbage, we're probably gonna have to wait for our later varieties to get a little more size to them, but that's why we've been irrigating. Now that we're finished harvesting cabbage, I'm gonna hop in the truck and I'm gonna pull it over to where we finished. While I'm walking back, I get a lot of people asking about this knife, asking where we got it from, what's it called. This was made by one of our viewers, but not one of our viewers now, one of our viewers' grandfathers. And he used it a lot on his farm, and they weren't using it anymore, so they sent it to us, and now we use it. But yeah, this was in one of our viewers' families, and I guess they've had it for quite some time, and they said we could use it more than they could, so they sent it to us, and oh boy do we use it. And we're very appreciative. We appreciate it. We got all of our equipment moved over to the sweet corn. Now I know we need 800 ears for one order, so that's a pretty big order. And then I know we also need sweet corn for us. So we're gonna do our best to try and get 2 bins of sweet corn for back at the farm market. One's gonna be sold, that's all taken care of, and then we're gonna have 1 bin for us. Now this sweet corn, as you can see, it's a little taller than the stuff that we've been picking previously, and that's because we were able to get a little bit of irrigation on this sweet corn. Now the ears are on the thinner side, and that's okay. We were able to fit 800 in 1 bin, which normally we can't, but because the ears are thinner and a little smaller, we were able to do so. A big question we get is, how do we know that the ears are ripe? As a rule of thumb, if 3 or 4 ears are ripe in a row, the entire row is most likely ripe. That is something that we use as an example. Because we harvest sweet corn so often, usually we can tell just by sight and feel if the sweet corn is mature enough. Unfortunately, we were able to get a full bin of sweet corn for that order, and now we're gonna start working on a bin for us. We were able to get our first bin filled. The sweet corn here is looking pretty good. We don't have much animal damage, which we're happy about, because not only do we need sweet corn for our orders, but we also need sweet corn for our customers back at the farm market. We can't be picking all our sweet corn for orders. Our customers need it.
It's hot in the sweet corn field.
It's humid in this sweet corn field.
Matt, quit eating all the profits. It's always all about you, Matt.
We got our second bin of sweet corn. It looks pretty good to me. Riding on the tractor is a good way to get back to the truck. It's starting to look like a good load on that truck. Now before the boys head home, the silage wagon was right next to where we're putting the corn on the truck. The tire went flat on it. So Daniel and Dad are fixing the tire on the silage wagon, and in the meantime, Matthew and I are heading over to pick some Cubanelle peppers. I know at the other end there's like tons of Cubanelle. Those were all off one plant. Plant's a little on the younger side. There you go. Plant is covered in peppers. Look at these 3 peppers are on the same plant. Man, any fresher, you'd have to grow it yourself. Dad showed up with the truck and we had a few more baskets on there. So we figured before we go home, we'll get a few more peppers. They're working on some hot cherry peppers and I'm gonna grab some Italianelle. Gorgeous. That was an eventful morning on the farm, wasn't it? We got cucumbers harvested, pickling cucumbers. We got a bin of cabbage, 2 bins of corn. We got some peppers, and we even harvested some tomatoes. That sounds pretty good to me. So now we're on our way home. We're gonna get everything unloaded and taken care of, and that'll be it for the morning. We got our cabbage moved into the cooler. That looks really nice. And we got our 2 bins of sweet corn. We already had to pull sweet corn off the bin we just brought in. Our corn reserves were low. And one of the coolest things about vegetable farming, when you show up with a truck full of produce, I think it makes people want to buy more stuff because they know it's fresh. It's just something I've seen and it's really neat. Well, look who it is. Hello. We made it into lunch and we are having hoagies today, so I'm excited about that. Hoagies are one of my favorite things, especially for lunch. We just got finished with lunch, and what are you working on over here?
Cleaning up cucumbers.
Now the same order that needed 800 ears of corn also needed cucumbers, and how many boxes did they need?
They needed 5 boxes.
When cucumbers aren't nice, it can be difficult to get 5 boxes, but as you guys can see, these almost look like they're out of a movie. So for the afternoon, we're gonna be working on getting orders together, and I also need to do some editing. Today is an editing day, so I'm gonna be heading up to the house and editing, and the boys are gonna be working on getting orders together. They're also gonna work on some planting. Well, everyone, I'm back down at the farm market. I got done with editing, and I saw Daniel. So Daniel, what did you work on this afternoon?
I was out planting a sweet corn for the year.
Oh my word. I can't believe that's already here.
Andrew, it's August.
Grammy made banana nut muffins. I just had one. They're really good. And then we must have had a lot of bananas that needed to be used up, because look at all this banana bread. Oh yeah. It is now at the time of the day where we need to start putting stuff away. So we're gonna take everything off the shelves and get it into the cooler.
Hello.
High five. Farm market is now all closed up, so I'm heading up to the house. Can I sit on the swing with you? We just went for a little quad ride and now we came into the house. Mom, what are we having for dinner tonight?
I'm making steak fajitas.
Ooh! Alrighty, we have got everybody at the table. So you know what that means. This is where we're gonna be ending the video today. We would like to thank everyone for watching, and we hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.